Reasonable accommodation request for an emotional support animal. Ted suffers from bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder. His doctor recommended to Ted that he would benefit with an emotional support animal. The animal would help to alleviate his anxiety and provide consistent comfort. Based on his doctor's recommendation, Ted adopted a cat as his emotional support animal. Ted recently rented a studio apartment located near his job. He did not notify his landlord that he had a cat as an emotional support animal. A few weeks later, Lucy, Ted's landlord, sent him a notice regarding an unauthorized pet. Ted explained to Lucy that his cat was an emotional support animal and provided a verification letter from his doctor to Lucy. Lucy accepted the doctor's letter and permitted Ted's emotional support animal to remain in his unit as a reasonable accommodation. Ted and his cat now live comfortably at home. What if Ted did not have a verification of need from his doctor when Lucy sent a notice of an unauthorized pet? After receiving the notice for an unauthorized pet, Ted explained to Lucy that his cat was not a pet. He then made a reasonable accommodation request to have his cat as an emotional support animal. Lucy explained that she would grant this request, but needed to see a verification of need from a knowledgeable provider first. Ted immediately contacted his doctor's office for a letter verifying his cat is an emotional support animal. Ted later submitted the letter to Lucy and reminded her of his request. Lucy accepted the letter and withdrew the warning for an unauthorized pet. Additionally, Lucy informed Ted that he would not be required to pay the pet deposit fee because his request for reasonable accommodation for an emotional support animal was granted. May Lucy deny Ted's request for an emotional support animal as a reasonable accommodation? After submitting his doctor's note verifying Ted's need for an emotional support animal, Lucy denied Ted's request. Ted immediately asked Lucy why his request was denied. Lucy stated the building does not allow pets and that the unit is not suitable for an animal. Can Lucy deny Ted's reasonable accommodation request even if the unit does not allow pets? No. Even if the unit does not allow pets, a reasonable accommodation request for an emotional support animal can be granted with a verification of need from a knowledgeable provider. Assistance animals are not considered pets under state and federal fair housing law. If you believe you have been a victim of housing discrimination, you can contact the Legal Aid Society of Hawaii at 808-536-4302 to determine if you qualify for legal assistance.